Good evening, Dolphins fans. Welcome back to another edition of Dolphins on 5. I'm David Eversole, joined, of course, by Alfredo Arteaga. Before we start, I want to mention one of our fantastic sponsors here at the 5 Reasons Sports Network, Prize Picks Daily Fantasy. Got a lot going on, obviously, with NFL playoffs starting this weekend. NBA and NHL are in full swing, so make sure you sign up using promo code FIVE to get a full 100% deposit match, and we'll be having a lot of our picks throughout the rest of the week leading up to the Dolphins game, and of course covering the NBA and the Heat as well. So, Alfredo, I know we've got a lot to go over from the last 48 hours. It's been an eventful timeline to say the least. So, obviously, the news broke on Wednesday that Tua is going to be out for the game versus Buffalo. So, what's the latest on the quarterback situation in terms of QB2? I know, obviously, Skylar Thompson is going to get the nod as a starter, but what's the latest on Teddy Bridgewater and even Mike Glennon?
Teddy Bridgewater hasn't been elevated, so as of right now, Bridgewater is QB2 in the best case scenario, which means that Skylar Thompson is pretty much slated to start, and we've already made it to Thursday, and that means that the game plan has already been put in. So I would expect Skylar Thompson is now absolutely going to start, and QB2 is a little bit in the air, but it's looking a little bit better for Teddy Bridgewater because he's participated in a couple of days here. So two days in a row he's participated. He's had the red jersey on. There's no other reason to have the red jersey on other than you're going to be activated. So I would expect Teddy Bridgewater to be QB2 on Sunday.
All right, great. A little bit of a silver lining in what's otherwise kind of a disaster, especially in the offensive side of the ball in terms of just injuries and availability. We've talked a lot about the offensive line. Can you give us anything on the guys up front?
Yeah, it's looking more and more likely that they don't have a right tackle as of right now. There was some were holding out hope, and on our podcast we were holding out hope that maybe Kendall Lamb could have been available to play at right tackle. It's obvious that Brandon Shell, the injury he sustained the last week of the season against the New York Jets, was more serious than expected. It looked serious when it happened, and when it was explained that it was a high ankle sprain, yeah, you kind of expect that's something that's going to keep him out throughout the playoffs and absolutely for the next week. So you're hoping that Kendall Lamb, who did put up some good tape against the New England Patriots, could be available as a right tackle. He's also on the injury report. So as of right now, it's looking like the right side of the line is probably going to be Robert Jones at right guard, and Robert Hunt will kick out to right tackle. We're still waiting on Teron Armstead. He said that he is working round the clock to try to be available. Now, as far as Liam Eichenberg at left guard, he showed up on the injury report as well. So his status for the game is also in question. If he can't go, we're down to Michael Dieter playing left guard. So it's been awful. As far as an injury report, it can't get any worse.
Yeah, not a good time to be dusting these guys off. Going to face Buffalo, obviously, in their front seven, and the guys up front there are pretty substantial. What about the running back? I know Jeff Wilson appeared on the injury report yesterday with the illness, and Raheem Mostert still a little bit up in the air, obviously, with the thumb injury. So anything on those two?
Yeah, it's looking more like Jeff Wilson and Savon Ahmed will be the two guys that will be absolutely available on Sunday. So I would expect those guys to carry the load. As far as Raheem Mostert, he has not practiced this week. He hasn't even had the limited designation, although the coach did say on Wednesday that he wouldn't rule him out of the game. There's a picture that's surfacing with him holding the scepter for winning the angry runs for the week on NFL Network. He's holding the scepter, and in his right hand, he has what looks like a cast from his wrist through his thumb. So it does expose his fingers and exposes his thumb, so it's a playable cast. The issue is it's his dominant hand. It's his right hand. So, his dominant hand is his right hand, although Raheem Mostert is one of these guys that practices proper carrying etiquette, which means when he runs left, he puts it on his left hand. When he runs right, he puts it on his right hand. If he does play, he will be a left-handed player. Like he'll only have complete use of his left hand, and then his right hand is just to cover up the football and not much else. Like he wouldn't be able to catch the ball either.
Yeah, you worry about obviously, guys going maybe after that hand to try to knock something loose if he's got two hands in the ball and just shake him up a little bit. So, what about the defensive side of the ball? How are we looking over there in terms of the secondary?
They're looking a little healthier, which is not saying much, but they're going to be about as healthy as you can get. They're going to have pretty much the same personnel that they had the last time that they went to Buffalo. So uh, they're okay, if you can use that word, on that side of the ball for this game. Most of the main issues are obviously on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, they're a pristine unit compared to the offense. So I know obviously this is probably the last practice, and they'll be traveling up to Buffalo tomorrow or Saturday to get ready for the game. Will there be any other updates from Coach McDaniel? But you think between now and then?
Yeah, he'll have an availability on Friday, and I'm pretty certain there won't be any availability on Saturday, and then they'll just play the game, and then you're going to get your regular availabilities. Uh, if they lose this game, which is probably a good bet, they're a 13-point underdog. He'll meet with the media on Monday, and that'll be it. Although since the NFL is having a Monday Night Football game for their Super Wildcard weekend, maybe they push it to Tuesday because the NFL doesn't like anybody competing with their media. So we shall see. But as of right now, the only availability left is Friday.
So hopefully we could maybe get a glimmer of good news from that update tomorrow. And you're going to have a 3 yard per carry as well after the game?
Yeah, we're going to have another 3 yards per carry tonight, dropping late tonight, early morning. So that'll be our third of the week. The Extra Yard already dropped their preview. So they've had 2 shows this week. And Postal Fins Nation is going to have their second show of this week. So a lot of content to take in. And then, of course, the game on Sunday with our pre- and post-game shows.
Yeah, tons of content leading up, obviously, to this game, which we're hoping maybe for a little bit of a miracle there. But want to thank everybody for watching and Alfredo for giving us the latest on the team. And we'll have updates now in between the game. Thanks, everybody.